Welcome back. This is part 6 of re-restoring my 1915 Massey 200-weight steam hammer. You'll remember I forged some bolts, turned some bolts. The top of the machine is now firmly affixed to the bottom, and the plan on the cylinder and valve casting right here is to bore out our piston valve bore, since it's worn after 110 years, in order that we can tighten up those tolerances to get the best control and power out of the machine possible. We're going to be going to see Ben to do the boring on that valve. That is going to be in a couple of days. For now, I need to think of the tooling that we're going to need. Now, this topic is rather boring, but regardless, we're going to need a very big boring bar. This is the one that I made a couple of years ago to go into the bridge port to turn the regulator valve hole. And try as we might find a way to fit that job into the bridge port and use it again, I'm missing literally just 2 inches of clearance on it. But Ben's got access to a whopping big machine for us to bore this on, and so I need to make a whopping big boring bar. It's gonna be 3 foot long, 2 inch in diameter. I've got some 1040 or EN8 2-inch round on the racks, so I'm gonna cut it off and start making some chips. Got a bit too excited with the depth of cut, pushed the thing back in the jaws, no longer runs in the middle. Got to indicate it all in again. We're back in business. There's our shank. Thank you, Rowan, at Not an Engineer. Fabulous gift, mate. Awesome collaboration with Nyrock Tools. All right, let's make sure you're gonna work. So you're gonna start there, and you're gonna go pew to there. Perfect. That is one chunky boring bar complete. Now, I'm super lucky to have a lathe that is big enough to be able to fit this in, and especially lucky that it has a spindle bore so that it can slide through. On the previous 2 lathes that I've owned, I wouldn't have been able to make this part at all because of how large it is, so I would have needed to find somebody else to make it for me, which would have been all sorts of headache, challenge, and expense. Well, the times they are a-changing, and now it is so easy. Check this out, I modeled up the boring bar in Onshape, and then in a couple of clicks, I've imported it into PCBWay, which is today's sponsor, and immediately I get pricing back. I can choose the material that I'd make it out of, from aluminium to titanium to copper, and in this case, to 1045, as is the piece that we made. It just couldn't be simpler to get parts machined with PCBWay, but they don't just do CNC machining. PCBWay will do sheet metal work for you, laser cutting, injection molding, and casting. However you need your parts to be made, you can get them made with PCBWay. It is the ultimate solution for prototyping parts that you don't have the time for, or in this case, you don't have the machinery for. Here are the pieces that I've just received from PCBWay. Some more V-blocks to save me time when I'm making Damascus, swaging dies, then a whole bunch of KISS blocks. Again, guys, quality here is crazy. That is stuck together just because of how flat it is. Go to PCBWay.com and use my code FORGE to get $10 off orders over $30, not including shipping. Please, guys, go check them out. We love having them as a sponsor, and PCBWay is going to get you out of a bind next time you need parts prototyped. Again, PCBWay.com. Use code FORGE for $10 off. Next up, we've got to do some work on the dies. I need to mill down through some of the pitting on the bottom die. But while it's in the mill, there is another job I need to do. In the anvil, I conveniently drilled a hole on the recommendation of John Nicholson so that I could use a locating pin to make sure that the bottom die never kind of shuffled. What did the bottom die do over time? It shuffled and it was stuck out of alignment. Because it's not a given that the middle of this anvil is in line with the ram. So it's not just a case of...
It's not just a case of drilling it and hoping it. We got to put it all back together, and we can figure out where the hole needs to go so we can put the hole in so it doesn't move.
There we go, up we go.
How much do you reckon then?
I reckon that is 30 kilos.
You reckon 30? I'm reckoning 35 to 40. 46 and a half.
46 kilos? Oh, I'm feeling strong. I picked that up and I thought, oh, it's 30 kilos. Okay, so just that ram is 100 pounds. All right, bottom die. Top die. Quite like how that lines up, very good. To me, to you, to me. There we go. 41.8.
29.4.
41.8 millimeters on the front. So that's about 8 millimeter off center. So it's a good job I didn't just drill the holes in the middle of the die. 63 kilos with the top die. Question, Will.
Yeah.
Do you know the soundtrack to this? People are screaming at their screens right now. You don't know the soundtrack to this?
What's that?
Blue Diker. No, not ringing. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, pretty good. I got something in the eye. I only get things in the eye when I wear actual safety glasses. Years of wearing regular prescription glasses in the workshop. I get safety glasses with the side shields and everything. Twice in 2 weeks I've had something in my eye. All right, wash the hands, fish it out. I think I might have got it. That was almost going to be a ruined day, because you know what happens? Have you ever had to do this? You've had to go to the hospital to get them fished out?
Get stuff out of the eye, yeah. And depending on just how deep it is, sometimes they have to pop your eye out of the socket to get it out.
Oh, I didn't need to know that. See that? That's the culprit right there. Oh gosh, you are really heavy, aren't you? How did I get it in? Yeah. There we go. Very nice, that'll do. All right. Oh, we love a little, oh, that's loud. We love a little bit of an unboxing here, don't we? What could this be? Again, thank you for your contributions to the T-shirt tool fund. I'm spending far more than we're making on T-shirts on new tools. That's fantastic.
Goodbye.
He stole my spanner. Golly, you can like adjust your face with it. What a ridiculous spanner. Wow. Yes! Woohoo! That'll do. And with that, get to cross another thing off, but like half cross it off, because part of what I wanted to achieve with the dies was make a contraption for knocking the keys out easier. Good news, mostly crossing things off the board, mostly for our own mental health.
And hopefully tomorrow we'll have another one crossed off.
Fingers crossed we get that control valve board and nicely honed up. Ben, thanks for having us again.
Very welcome, no worries.
It's great to see you. This is what we're doing it on. What is it?
It's a horizontal borer, so that's the rotation, and you would bore out whatever workpiece you have on the table or on the plate.
Pern Richards. Richards & Co, Manchester. Well, it was definitely made after 1926, if the most recent patent is 1926. That's pretty cool. What a beautiful plate that is.
Right, let's unload the trailer and we'll try and figure out how to get it trammed up in this thing.
I've been racking my brain over that one.
Yeah, this is going to be a challenge.
I've got an idea.
That is a brilliant tool, that.
Do you want to see the counterweight? Brake box.
It's just a whole lot of
It's just brake
random
box.
load of scrap metal in there for the counterweight. By the way, Ben, I've got a gift for you. One of the coolest photos that I've ever been a part of is the photo of us running my power hammer off the locomotive at
amazing,
Whitwell and
that.
Reefham.
It's brilliant, that. The question I have is, do we put this on first or do we centre up the head first?
Yeah, what's the best order here, eh?
I would probably say centering up the head.
Yeah, that would make a little bit too big of a hole currently, so we definitely got to get that in the middle.
Is that getting...
Yeah, it's getting closer, slowly.
I don't think we're too far out there.
All right, in she goes.
High, low.
I think 100 microns will do. About 4th hour out, we're in business. What's next?
Line it up with the actual part now.
Or do we have to now get this lined up to that?
Well, we can do that. That's the easiest option because that just, as long as it slides in nicely, it's only a support.
Yes, just unless this bar is kind of sagging. Make sure that that is running true with the travel of the table, and then it's go time.
And then, unfortunately, we'll take the boring bar out to put the part in, to then put the boring bar in, to then cut. But hopefully by the end of the day, it'll be done.
Eve! There we go. Out she comes. Super. There we go. So just eyeballing it here for now until we dial it in. This casting is 12 inches wide. Here, 11.5 inches wide. So the assumption is that we're going to need to push that up half an inch before we then really dial it in and fine-tune it. There we go. I think we're going to likely be within 1/8 of an inch of level this way and that way. Am I an idiot? I should have maybe only needed to lift it 1/4 of an inch.
Division by 2, of course.
Yep, divided by 2. I messed up. There we go. Thought it looked a bit wonky. Super. We're at 0 there. Now, how do I get it in the other side? I have to lift it all the way up.
You'll have to come around this side. Don't knock it.
Oh boy. Okay, this is high. So currently, this is 4mm too low on that side, so we're gonna lift it up again. We started messing around with spacers on the assumption that the different thicknesses of the casting wouldn't mean that we'd need to put some spacers in there, but in fact, when we just plonked it straight on the table with no spacers, it is now only 10,000ths of an inch away from being perfectly lined up, which tells me that probably when it was manufactured, they did just this, right?
It would make sense to.
Just plonk it right on the table, do the holes.
They would have been mass produced, wouldn't they? So they would
Exactly.
have just chuck them on, bore them, send them out.
So, yeah, there we go. Sometimes you've got to think like the person that's making it. Where it's critical, they're going to do things right. Where it's not critical, like this being perfectly up and down, why would they bother?
Exactly. As long as it's round.
5 thou shim either side here on the bottom should hopefully get it nailed.
Put into the boring bar.
Into boring bar. Yeah.
Contact there, it's still lined up.
Good. Now we snug that fella. All right, that's all about where it was. I hate that it doesn't look like it's in the middle at all, mate, which is scary. It's within 1,000th of an inch. Now time for the tool, which I think might not fit.
Yeah, that's...
It's going to be a little bit of an issue.
The boring bar is currently too proud. It'll take much too heavy of a cut.
And by the boring bar, I mean the insert tool holder. Do you happen to have a hand drill and a 10mm drill bit, please? Well, the first chips of the day are not what we hoped they'd be. Will you sit lower? No. Still a little bit more. Need to grind off a couple of millimeters off this. All right. At last, we are set up. Boring bar is in, should be in the middle of that hole. There's my little bit of insert tooling. Had to make a little on-the-fly modification to get that to sink in deep enough, because apparently I can't, read a tape measure. All right, well that speed looks about decent to start having to fiddle with, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We just got to bring it up to the face of it and start seeing how it looks on a little bit of a skim. Go on. See what horrible noises she gives us. I think I hear cutting, and we just keep going all the way through and we see what it looks like. Hey, we haven't heard any catastrophic crashes yet.
Don't say yet.
That's good. Almost through to the other side. Yeah, we're through to the other side. Absolutely diddly. All right, we're back out, and we go again. I see chips. First actual skim pass. Second one didn't make any chips.
Yeah, we got chips back here as well.
It's happening! Yeah, look at that! We're getting chips both sides! Obviously not getting them in the middle, but turn the set screws on the little boring bar and take another little bit off the bore.
Oh yes, mate, we're in business. Stuff is happening.
Are we cleaned up fully? Or
Almost, not quite.
One more cut?
Maybe, or maybe it's just a skim pass.
I think we might have touched everything. Maybe not in the middle, but like we've at least got a couple of inches touched. All right, what do you reckon? Quarter turn?
Yeah, I should clean it up.
What do you reckon's the plan after this pass?
Give it a skim, and I think we're there.
Optimistic?
I think we'll have a very happy bunny on our case.
That'll be me.
You poking through yet?
We're about, quarter of an inch way to go.
Quarter of an inch.
I can see the tool.
There we go, we're through. In reverse, and then tiniest little cut back through.
We got tool marks the whole way, that's for sure. Super. All right, skim pass. I would say the surface finish is a little Victorian.
But that's just the feed rate more than the...
Well, what I'll do is I'll just slow the feed rate down to the slowest, and with the skim pass, hopefully it'll just clean it up.
Last cut, we hope. All right, let's crack some nuts.
Well, do you want to have a look just before we dismantle everything?
Well, it's got to be right, doesn't it? I'll be shocked if we don't have cuts the whole way down with how it's looking. I think we're good, mate.
You happy?
Yep.
Sure?
Just pull the bar out.
Am I sure? Absolutely not. But we're still gonna pull the bar out. Out comes the boring bar. Whoop.
Bugger. Have we missed a spot? Or is that just the oil that's blown up?
It's now scaring us that there's that little ring there in the middle that's all shiny. And is that shiny because there's just some like oil in there? Or is that shiny because it didn't cut? Oh, for goodness sake. I hate to say,
Do you want to go again?
I think we've got to go again. Take two. More cutting required.
Ben, stellar job on the speeds and feeds. That surface finish, mate.
You happy with it?
Outstanding. Thank you so much.
It's all right.
So grateful.
No worries.
That is bloody beautiful. Success. She's back. Have a look at this, Will. What do you reckon?
I'd say you've done a mighty good job machining that in there. It's the original valve, and you'll see how much Alec has machined out of it.
Look at that. Yeah, we took a good bit off that board, didn't we?
Just a little bit, yeah. I think you need to make a new valve. While you're at it, you might as well just make a whole new valve rod, because all of this pitting will just pull the packing out. So
Yeah, nasty. So all new valve, all new valve
your
rod.
rod.
We got plenty more to do, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Thank you again for your help, Will.
No worries, Alec.
And another enormous thank you to Ben for his help getting this whole board. This is such a bloody privilege being able to restore this machine with lovely people and have such a great time doing it. So thank you for being here. Thank you to today's sponsor, which was PCBWay. All your prototyping needs, and be sure to use code FORGE at checkout. Code FORGE at checkout for $10 off orders over $30. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.